Your identity is defined by who you believe you are and who you believe you are not. We define ourselves by what we think we are, who we believe we are, and by what we're not. If you, for example, if you were in a position where, let's say, you had a big goal and you really were committed to it, and the last minute you start having some fear, right? Fear you're gonna fail, fear not looking good, fear of rejection. We all have these fears, right? And so let's say you get to go do it and then you pull back, you hesitate, you procrastinate, you put it off. And then you get yourself going again and you procrastinate. After a while, you don't want to feel bad about yourself. So what do? You go, I'm a procrastinator. Once you identify I am with anything consistently enough, with enough emotion, you believe it. Once you believe it, you live it. Most important decision, I believe, of your life, that I'm not going to suffer anymore. Life's too short to suffer, and I'm going to live in a beautiful state every day. And the way I do it is I catch myself when I start to get that sense of stress. I let it go, and I see the idea go by. So your thoughts about this person messing up your business or not following through. If I was in a room with 10,000 people, I guarantee you 60, 70% of the business owners have the same thoughts at times. My point is, it's not your thought. It's the mind, not your mind. When you think it's your mind, you identify with it, and you can't separate from yourself.
Right.
But when you realize these thoughts have been around for millions of years, and I'm just thinking the same thought that so many people thought before. Like what I try to show people is appreciation, love, and joy destroy suffering. You can't be grateful and angry simultaneously. It's possible. So I tell people gratitude is one of the emotions to cultivate that'll destroy the suffering. The easiest way to deal with the fear of failure is to be more fearful of not taking action, to be more fearful of settling for a life that is far below what you deserve and what you desire. Everybody has a place where they get fearful. It's just the human mind, it's there. It's not that you're not going to be fearful. I think what it really is just, again, training yourself to say, I can be fearful and I can do it anyway. I don't have to get rid of the fear. I just have to dance with it. I have to use the energy of it to move myself forward. And I found in the early days, I used to when I was trying to make a decision, I would do what I called my rocking chair test. I took a helicopter ride one time. We're flying straight across all the people, bumper to bumper, no stop. This is the way to live. What would it take to, learn how to fly a helicopter? Money, time, energy, where am I going to fit all this in? What would life be like? I'm 85 years old, I'm in my rocking chair, and I flew helicopters, and I took my friends and family and took the doors off, and we screamed down on the water, and we lived this life where you could go wherever you want the way you want. It was like, wow. And I looked at what that life would be, felt incredible. And what if you never learn? What if you come up with all these fears? I don't have time, I don't have the money, I don't know if I can do it, I don't know if I can master it, and you let the fears dominate me, and I never learned to fly a helicopter, and I'm 85 in my rocking chair, and I look back on my life and I missed out on all that. But the fastest way to deal with fear is do it anyway. You don't have to feel good to do stuff. That's an illusion. Make yourself do it. What I've trained my brain is when I say do it, we do it. Doesn't matter if it feels good. Doesn't matter if it's too cold. Doesn't matter if I don't feel like. Doesn't matter if I'm fearful. I do it anyway. And when you train yourself to do it anyway, you have a freedom most people will never have. When you realize there's something in you to shift, that's a pretty critical moment. And I consider that to be the opening. But it's an interesting experience I've seen in life, and that is the opening is there just for a moment. And you have to jump through that opening into the unknown, into the darkness. And most people aren't willing to. And the opening closes, and then they get to start all over again. And wait till they get satiated enough, dissatisfied enough, and get another threshold and get another insight. And some people just, out of fear, when the opening's there, they pull back and come up with a story about, it wasn't time, or, it's not in my control, or something else. And I think the only thing that really keeps us from getting what we want is the story we have about why we can't have it, or why it's not here yet, or why it'll be there someday in the future so we can feel okay in the moment. I always tell people, divorce your story and marry the truth. There's a truth that's larger than your story. And when you find that truth and act on that truth, life changes. So I think that's how life gets changed.